Hey everybody, I am here talking about the new Halo series on Paramount Plus coming out March 24th. I am going to be doing a episode by episode spoiler after every show, so you can get on, you can watch this, you can listen to this. If you follow the podcast or anything, be putting that in the feed for you, so you'll be getting your Halo fix every week. So I'm pretty sure, a lot of people were probably skeptical about seeing a video game show, on TV or a movie or whatever. But I can tell you right now that Halo is good. I am shocked and surprised as you are, but Halo is freaking good. Like I said, the first episode is like an hour. There's gonna be an hour episodes. I believe it's gonna be like 8 or 10 episodes a season, from what I can see. But as of right now, I'm just going to talk about the first episode, what I thought about it, pretty much like the overall, like what's going on. So clearly just from watching the first episode, which is titled Contact, you see that this is going to be following before the Halo games. So if you're familiar with the novels or any of like the lore of Halo, this is going to be touching the games. And this starts off pretty much, we see like this colony, and we meet a girl named Quan and her father, and we see them just chilling, living their lives out on the colony, having a good time. And her father is protecting the village from any outsiders, whatever. They do show, like, when they start to show off, that the Spartans are almost kind of like a myth. Like nobody's actually seen them in real life. Or it's almost like they talk about them in like folklore, like Spartans aren't real. And pretty much like Quan's entire village, they pretty much don't want to deal with anything in the outside world. They don't want to deal with the UNSC, which is the space military. They don't want to deal with any government. They don't want to deal with Spartans or anything like that. And show starts off brutal. You get one of the Covenant come down, and it almost looks like you're watching an episode of freaking Predator. And you see one of the Quan's friends just gets exploded. Like he explodes like all over, like just blood everywhere. And one of the Covenant is like invisible. And like I said, they wind up, Quan like tries to run back to the village, with the remainder of her friends that are still alive. Pretty much everybody dies but her. And then she gets back to the village and warns her dad. And pretty much by the time they get to that, the Covenant are at their doorstep for whatever reason they don't explain. Like they just show like the Covenant are like looking for like this artifact that's there. And they wind up finding it. They wind up finding it, but then, like, of course, Master Chief gets there and he finds it later. But the Covenant winds up getting to the village and pretty much destroying everybody. One of the things I would say, like the animation, the CG, whatever for the Covenant, looks amazing. Like the budget they have for this, like they put movie quality budget into this show, and it looks really, really good. I mean, I'm glad we are at that point of TV now where you can really, it's not just taken as like a side thing, or you get like these $20,000 budgets for a television show. No, this is like $100 million show, and it looks freaking good. And we just see the Covenant come in and slaughter everybody. Like, me and Najee watched this and we were just like, yo, we cannot believe this is happening. But they come in and slaughter everybody. You see them pull out the plasma swords, swiping at people, they gunning people down with the plasma rifles and I forgot the little handgun, killing everybody. Quan tries to get into a shelter. She runs to a shelter, and she is able, for whatever reason, decides that she's like, no, I gotta go out and help my dad. And the process of her leaving, one of the Covenant comes in and murders everybody inside there. Lucky for her, right? Like she's able to get out. So in the process of all this, like her father comes in and he's trying to gun him down with the turret. You see a dropship come down, and this is where we first get introduced to the Spartans in this episode. And we see them come down, and they come down wreck shop, and they look good, man. If you played like Halo Reach and you see like the different Spartan teams and stuff like that, you already know what you're in for on this one. It looks really good. I really like the way they move. It didn't look like it was CG. Because I mean, like, these suits are heavy, right? And you can tell like these Spartans, like they not to be played with. They got augmented strength. They're strong. The weapons that they have are able to take out the Covenant with no problem. Which they should have probably be handing out these guns to everybody. But Master Chief comes in, does his thing, executes a couple Covenant, and we just see them go to work and take everybody out. We pretty much leaving the only survivor there, which is Quan. They wound up pretty much picking her up and taking her back to the ship, and the UNSC wants to use her as kind of, I guess, a spokesperson for the other colonies. They want her to pretty much vouch for the UNSC and pretty much say her what she needs to say so they can get on board and join the UNSC. She ain't doing that, so they say, hey, we just gonna go ahead and execute her. They do show you Master Chief's face, played by Pablo Schreier, brother of Liv Schreier, if you had to ask. They do show his face. I did not think we're going to get that episode 1. Hopefully this is not a thing where he takes it off like every 5 seconds. I mean, even though it's not a really big deal, it's not like they try to hide their identities in the game, but I guess like with people just not getting used to seeing Master Chief without the mask on, with the mask on 24/7, when they start taking it off in the show, you're like, okay, there is like a regular dude in here. It's not like a cyborg or nothing like that. So like I said, they make the decision to execute Quan in the show, and for whatever reason, and I just got to tell you, when they're on the planet, Master Chief interacts with the artifact, and it does something to change his programming for what they did to him in the Spartan program. Pretty much like they pretty much brainwashed everybody and able to control them until whatever. So it pretty much unprograms him, and he has free will, and he makes a decision to try to save Quan from getting executed, and cuts the cameras off, stuff like that. So now the UNSC is on his ass, and they want to take him out. So pretty much like the rest of that episode is dealing with UNSC trying to figure out why Master Chief has what has happened to make him defect and not do what he needed to do to take her out and do the mission basically. So he winds up, visiting an old friend that he meets and during the program, and then winds up. I think I'm jumping ahead, but like he winds up having to try to fly out to like this other colony so he can get help to figure out what it is that he has that has gotten him to the point that he's at now. Even the space travel in the show looks freaking good. And of course I've watched like The Expanse and stuff like that. This looks really good. The ship looks good. I mean, I can't wait to see how much more we can get out of this. I just want to see more fights. Oh, they did show more of the Covenant, like the Covenant leaders and stuff like that. Man, it looks good, man. The level of technology we at right now, like just with this show, it looks good, man. I never thought that we would actually get a video game show that actually looked this good, and the writing is actually decent so far within the first episode. A lot of people that you might recognize in the show off the back. But like I said, I mean, I really, really liked it. It's definitely going to be a week-to-week watch for me. I mean, mainly because it's just Halo, but like it's definitely going to be a main watch for me. I do recommend this on ParamountPlus. I think Paramount has like a non-commercial, which I don't know why you want me just pay for the commercials. I'm not watching commercials, but that's just me. But like I said, this is deployment television for you. I think that it's going to be as good. I've seen the first two, and I'll talk about the second one next week as well. But like I said, I'm not sure how they're going to roll this out. If it's going to be week to week, then I'll do the week to week. If it's going to be all at once, then I'll just do them one by one and roll them out for you, just in case you guys might want to have like discussion or whatever. Let me know if by the time you watch this. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Follow us if you can on social medias, on the Facebook, the Twitter, all that stuff like that. Let us know what you thought on that. I'll post the question on there as well. Like I said, Halo's good. I do recommend this to anybody that has never seen Halo or has even played Halo. This is for everybody. A little violent for kids, though. This ain't no kid show, but I do recommend you watch this. So on that note, this has been episode 1, Contact at Halo. Let me know what you thought and think in the comments below. See you guys.